Warning, transmission intercepted. Failed to take back control. Undiscovered farm, Keith Rooster Hammer. Related file detected, Jared Dad Hammer. Consider a subscription.
Yo, how is it going?
What's up?
So today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reviewing this revolver.
And this revolver.
That's very exciting. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whoops, I only have one pair.
Sadness. So let's get into it. You want to go first?
Alright, well, today we have actually my favorite revolver that I own. This is the Ruger GP 100 357 Magnum. The GP, of course, stands for General Purpose. It has a 6-round capacity. All these guns have been safety checked, by the way. They're definitely unloaded. This is what you call a double action. So you can fire it. You can fire it two different ways. You can cock it, which would be single action, or you can just pull the trigger. It comes with some pretty decent sights. I've actually replaced the rear sight here with, I think it was a Wilson Fire sight. You probably can't see it very well, but it has a little kind of insert there that brightens up in the light. And then it just has a post ramp that's not adjustable here in the front, but this is adjustable for windage and elevation. I mean, you can, there's several different companies that make sights for these types of pistols. And yes, to end that argument, a revolver is a pistol. People call them revolvers, pistols. It's the same thing. It's a pistol. If it can be if it can be in your hand, it's a pistol.
So then what about a shotgun?
Well, a shotgun has a stock, so that would not be a pistol. You can get a shotgun with a pistol grip.
That was just for confirmation.
You
No other reason.
Now this does come with the one that I bought. This one, it came with this Hogue. They call it like a mono grip. It's like a rubbery. It feels really good in your hand. I mean, you can get real high up on there. And, the cutout here is really high, so it feels really nice in your hand. And this thing will blow your hand back when you fire it. I mean, it's. Of course, you can also shoot 38 special in this as well. They make a number of these in different, configurations and whatnot. This one does have the full guarded shroud here to protect your plunger. What else? It's got a 4-inch barrel. It's advertised as 4.20 inches on Ruger's website, but they call it a 4-inch. They also make a 6-inch, and they make, I think, a 3-inch, maybe. This is pretty good all GP, general purpose. I mean, you know, you can use this for hunting or whatever. I mean, it's really cool. The finish on here originally was like a satin, kind of a brushed satin finish, but as you can see, I polished it. It's completely stainless steel. You know, looks really cool. You know, it's almost 10 inches in length. It's about 9.5 actually is what's advertised. And it's a heavy gun. I mean, it's, you know, it's around 40 ounces. So, you know, this ain't something you're going to carry around every day as a concealed pistol. That's not what it's intended for. You know. But the one thing I do like about these Rugers is, you know, there's no, the firing pin is actually integrated inside here. It's not on the hammer like you'll see in some Smith & Wessons have that in different models. They have a transfer bar, so if you drop this pistol, you know, it's not gonna go off. You gotta pull that trigger. You know, really, really cool. MSRP on this right now is on the website, Ruger website, $829. That seems a little high, honestly. I think I paid around $650 for this one. Well, that was several years ago, so I'm not sure if maybe the price went up or whatever. But awesome little pistol. I mean, I have, you know, a different grip for it. This is like a wood grip. I don't know if you guys can see that.
It's on 2 pieces though, so if you were to use that one, then it would like pinch your skin and try to.
Exactly. When you fire this thing, when you're firing magnum loads in here, this thing will kind of work its way loose and it'll pinch your hand and it really hurts. Like, it's not fun. So this is more like a display grip, I guess.
It's like if you have big hands and you use a small pistol and then the hammer pinches your skin.
Right.
I don't like to think about that.
And of course, you know, you got your 357 Magnum round. Like I said, Rooster, why don't you tell them about the other pistol you have here?
So this is a North American Arms Black Widow. It's a 22 Magnum revolver, and it has a 5-round capacity with a bolt cylinder. And it's single action, not double action like the other one. So you can only cock it and fire it. And it has front and rear sights both. And it has adjustable.
Only adjustable for windage,
Yeah.
not elevation.
Only, yeah.
The company that makes these sights is called Marble Arms. I've never heard of them, but you know,
I haven't either.
they seem to be pretty decent sights. They're almost like a 3-dot, like a Novak type style. But anyway, go ahead, buddy.
And it has a black rubber grip on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a 2-inch barrel with a heavy vent and stainless steel, and the finish is part satin with the length of 5.88 and the weight unloaded 8.9 ounces.
So very, very light
Yes.
pistol. What's the MSRP on something like that, Rooster?
$288. Well,
Okay.
it's like,
$288.
that's
so,
not too bad.
You know, I think I paid maybe in the 230-ish range for this. I mean, you can find these. You know, you've seen them. They have several different variations of this pistol. They have one that's like a break top called the Ranger. They have different models of these.
You know, this one is kind of weird. The way that you have to take out this pin and you cock the hammer, then the cylinder falls out, and that's how you reload. You put the stuff back in, then you cock the hammer slightly, put the cylinder back in, and take the pin, and you put that right back in.
It's a little bit weird.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard to get used to. I mean, this isn't something for like quick reloads.
No, this is something. This is something like if you were to have enough money to buy probably 5 cylinders, maybe it would be reliable. But pulling the pin apart, this is not very tactical. I wouldn't I wouldn't really go with this, but it is fun to shoot. My favorite.
Well, another thing about this pistol, revolver, whatever you want to call
It is a pistol.
it, it's kind of cool. I don't know if you can see it has the little Black Widow logo there on the grip, and you know, it might look small. You can really get your hand on this thing. I mean, it feels really good when you, at least for me it does. I mean, I have big, you know, like I said, fatty hands, but really fun to shoot. I have noticed though, it may be the ammo we're using, but a lot of times when you fire this,
It'll kind of like jam.
well,
in a way.
it doesn't jam, but it, you know,
It just doesn't like.
it won't strike the primer properly, and
Yeah.
the round doesn't go off. Then you have to bring it around again to make it go off.
Or in other words, it just kind of like jams.
Well, yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but again, I think it's probably the cheap ammo that I've probably purchased, you know, for practice.
I mean, at least it's cheap and not like $2,000 a piece.
Well, ammo's pretty expensive nowadays. It didn't used to be, but you know, the trigger on this thing is really weird too. It's almost not even really a trigger. It's kind of just a little piece of metal hanging down there with some grooves on it that you can kind of get your finger on.
Yeah,
It's strange.
It's a bit awkward to me, but.
Strange little pistol, but really fun to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I did have a holster for this, kind of like a, you know, like a cross draw kind of holster. We had that over here earlier. I'm not sure what we did with it. I have a holster for this too, which I just store it in there. I don't really, you know, this is the type of pistol you would go take, like if you were going camping or something and you're worried about a bear or something like that. You know, you want to have one of these.
Now, would I kill a bear with that?
Uh,
I mean, if it was coming at me trying to eat my face, I would, but.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Or, you know, at least fire it off and try to scare him away, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
You know, but, I mean, Ruger really did a good job here with this, you know, cylinder release. It's actually a button.
Mm.
You know, and a lot of these revolvers, you know, like some Smith & Wessons and different ones like that, they have kind of a little thing here and you just push it. I'm not a big fan of that. I'd rather have the button. I think it works a little bit better.
Now, one thing that you really need to know is once you do the mag release, you do not want to put the cylinder back in by pushing it. You want to pull, you want to push by right here. Because if you push in by the cylinder, you can bend the rod and it'll be like, it'll mess up the whole pistol entirely.
You can damage this very easily. And you'll see a lot of your older pistols, they don't have this shroud here to cover that piece. And you see a lot of them have been damaged from, you know, reholstering them and stuff. And you can bend that real easy. I mean, this is it's a beast. Really fun to shoot, especially 38 Special.
Yeah, just all you have to do is don't be dumb with it. Be smart.
Very true.
If you guys went to Hunter's Ed, you'd know what I mean.
Well, a lot of your firearm safety is up here.
Mm-hmm.
It's in between here.
I mean, it's just common sense that you don't like play with it.
So, I do have. I have a Taurus 605. It's a lot smaller than this. We'll do a review on that at some point. That I got for my wife. It's funny because it shoots the same round as this, but it's like half the size of this. So you can imagine what that feels like when you're shooting it. It's not really a fun pistol to shoot per se. It's more of a just kind of, you know, up close and personal kind of social type of pistol, you know, for social work. But yeah.
Or maybe what you called it, a barbecue pistol.
Right, well, barbecue pistol. Absolutely.
What, do you start fires with it?
No.
Then why do you call it a barbecue pistol?
Yeah, because you take it to the barbecue and you show it off to your neighbors. You know? That would be if I was gonna take this one to a barbecue, I'd put this grip on it.
That's just to tell you who aren't educated enough.
So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Got anything else?
Probably not.
Fantastic.
See you next video, y'all.